I've worked with and audited over 50 telehealth brands in the past year, and I've seen firsthand what the winning and losing brands are doing differently. The winners usually don't have a better treatment to offer or better ads. They have a better patient's journey after the first click. This usually comes down to 5 strategies that make every acquired patient worth more, improve CAC to LTV, and let the brand afford to pay more for the same patient. So in this video, I'll break down those 5 strategies and show how to apply them to your own telehealth brand. Now, let's get straight into it. So getting into lesson number 1, the treatment itself is not the moat. So everyone is selling the same compound, and since you're not Novo Nordisk, you're probably not going to create a magic new and improved formula. So then it begs the question, how should you then compete? Maybe you're thinking about competing with price, but this is a classical mistake and loser's game. Maybe you're thinking about delivery time, but in this case, these giants like Amazon One Medical will eat you for lunch with their 1-hour delivery. And then the better option in most cases is going to be brand and benefits and leading with those. And this is the holy grail in 2026. Basically building this stickiness factor into your brand that allows people to come in and then understand that they're getting something more than just the treatment itself, and this is what actually makes them stick and stay with you over the long run instead of switching to the cheapest provider overnight when they find one. And let's take Hims for an example. They're basically treating GLP-1s as the hook offer, but really under the hood it's a lot more than that, because the back end is where they make the customers stick through parallel treatments and benefits. So they have categories for testosterone replacement therapy, they have lab tests, they have cancer screening, hair loss treatments, sexual health treatments, and so on. And obviously nowadays they also have their Hims benefits program, which gives basically every single person who is on a treatment for Hims a whole lot of different kind of benefits and perks, kind of like a loyalty program or any kind of membership program. You're getting, whole body MRI scans, you're getting HelloFresh deliveries for cheaper, you're getting MyFitnessPal Premium for cheaper, you're getting 8 sleep mattresses with discount, you're getting all of these different treatments that kind of like complement the main treatment itself, which is the GLP-1, for example, that they're on. And then it helps these people to get more value out of it, get better results, and stick to your brand because you're not getting these type of benefits most likely from anyone else who is a competitor. Now, this is the future. Telehealth isn't just medical e-commerce, it's actually the next generation of health platforms, and it's much more than just offering prescription and offering compound medication for you, but it's everything that comes with it and everything that you can do as a brand to actually make your customers stick with you and then reach the results, complementary offerings that you can offer to them. And that's what you need to look into, because if you don't have the potential for an LTV like that, it's going to be tough to compete in the long run against these big brands and against the ones that actually do have that backend in place. Now, lesson number 2, in 2026, you need to take advantage of lifecycle marketing. So with ad costs rising, you need to be able to be profitable on the backend. And this includes channels like email marketing, SMS marketing, push notifications, etc. And this is what even the biggest brands have to do and are doing well. So if you look at these directional metrics from Hims, for example, they have an average retention of pretty much like 2 years, customer LTV of over 2.4k, CAC is also super high compared to a lot of brands. They're not profitable on the front end. Their payback period is actually like anywhere between like 6 to 9 months, but since they have such a high LTV, they're able to afford to spend that money on the front end because they know that those customers will be worth more in the long run. And that's something that, opens a whole new door for you in terms of how to compete on the front end as well if you have a backend like this in place. And the lifecycle marketing itself, it's not a bonus anymore, it's a requirement. And basically, if you don't have these flows in place, at least you're going to be bleeding a big percentage of revenue every single day. So the most important flows like welcome flow, win back flow, post purchase flow, question abandonment flow, and cross-sell flows, these are all type of flows that you need to have as a telehealth brand if you want to be able to compete in the market. And here's an example, for the cross-sell flow. This is literally a free way to increase your LTV. You already have these patients. It's going to be so much harder to acquire new patients with meta ads, with Google ads, and with these type of paid media channels. But if you already have the lead information and contact details of your existing patient, you're pretty much able to send them emails for free and get them to convert and increase their LTV through these complementary treatment categories. So how do you get started with all of this? Well, first of all, we have a bunch of videos on my YouTube channel, so you can take a look at those, or you can just get us do this all for you by clicking the first link in the description and booking your free lifecycle audit with us. Now, getting into lesson number 3, many brands are fixing random shit. And what do I mean by this? Here's the telehealth founder or operator, here's the highest level thing you should be focusing on, and here is some shiny object from a big brand that you're benchmarking. Now, you actually should be following the data. So let's take an example here. If the data shows chose from this stack of different things that you can be focusing on. Branding, there's ads, there's quiz and website, there's lifecycle marketing, there's payment and subscription, and there's advocacy and referralship. If the data shows lifecycle marketing is the biggest deficit, then don't attack anything else at that point unless you have the resources to attack all of those. Just try to attack that one biggest leverage for you at once. Put your eggs into that basket, try to improve that, and then you can go to the next biggest problem. You need to spend time and you need to put effort into one of these channels specifically if you want to improve that specific lever that actually helps you grow your brand. Now, lesson number 4, the biggest difference between winning and losing brands, and a lot of brands are making this mistake, which is that they're running a GLP-1 ad or any specific treatment ad, then they're sending traffic to the homepage, they're basically sending them to a general flow, general sequence, that doesn't have the congruency from the ad to the questionnaire to the backend email and everything. And this destroys conversion rate because congruence is the most important factor to make sure customers don't get confused, and confused patients don't convert. So what do the biggest players do? Here's an example again from HIMSS. How do they retain the congruency from click to close? You can see there's hair loss, weight loss, ED, low T, all of these categories. There's specific ad, then the specific ad leads to specific quiz for that specific category. So there's hair loss quiz, and then they also lead to the email flow segmentation for that specific category. So there's an ad for hair loss, there's a quiz for hair loss, and then there's an email for that specific topic as well. And same thing for all of these other treatment categories here. You can see the congruency from the ad to the quiz to the email and so on. And it, happens again and again with all of these categories. And they are doing this for all of them, not just these 4, they are examples, but for all of their categories, they have the same structure in place. Now, obviously, if you don't have the capacity and the resources to segment this much and build all of these different funnels, then Keeps is a great example on how you could also get started, even if you're a smaller brand. Keeps basically only focused on one target audience, from ad to quiz to email, which is the hair loss treatment category. You don't have to just shave it off anymore. There's a quiz that also aligns with that, and then there's the emails that align with that. So they were just focusing on this one specific category of treatments, and they became the best in class. So they're now recognized as the largest direct-to-consumer brand for men's hair loss in the United States. And now they are expanding, since they are a huge brand already, into these other treatment categories like sexual health and so on. And so if you want to watch our full breakdown of Keeps, then click the video on the screen or right here, right now, and I'll see you right there. Bye.